Hey everybody, it's 123 Mr. B here, just giving a quick thought about answer keys and how we can use them in the classroom. Now, one thing I do in my class is I do provide answer keys, not just with an answer, but a detailed explanation with little thought clouds and the whole thing about how I would think through a particular question. Now, some students think that they can just look at it, copy it, and just get the right answer and then forget about it. And I try to tell them, like, that's just going to waste your time because you're not using it to be a learning device. And we're looking to use answer keys or detailed answer booklets to be learning devices by checking our work or guiding us as we go. And after we do get a question done through the assistance of an answer key, it's a good strategy to try doing that original question again over and over and over again until you can do it without looking at your previous example. And that's instead of moving on to another question. And the reason for that is we got to keep practice using the skeleton of that question without having to throw in new numbers to throw us off, right? We use the same numbers over and over again to help build us that body memory of doing the question. But we can learn those basics inside the answer keys. Now, how I do answer keys, I don't generally give an answer key to every person so they can just work in an isolated manner. This is my favorite thing here. Suppose this is my classroom and here's my teacher's desk here. What I'll do is I'll have an answer key that's separate on different pages so that each question is explained in detail on its own page, or maybe a couple questions on a page, but there's multiple pages. And the purpose of that is because I've got students all over the class in groups, in singles, whoever they are, however they like to work, okay? And what I'll do is just scatter the answer key pages here that are properly labeled all on one table. And say, all right guys, the answer keys are over here. And then suddenly what's happening over here is these two guys are going to say, hey, who's got the answer key to number 5? And then I'll say, hey, I don't think anyone's got it yet. Then they'll go up and get it. Now what that does is it involves movement, because we all know it's not good to sit down for extended periods of time. Movement brings oxygen to the brain. It actually subconsciously, without even you knowing it, is going to help you learn more. So get up, get the key, bring it back. Typically students will leave the key on their desk. They'll gradually go and get the idea that they can go get keys and bring them back to their desk. Nothing wrong with that. The beauty of it happens later on. When these guys are done, and suddenly this group of 3 people say, hey, who's got the key to number 5? Instead of just everything coming through me, the teacher, now this guy's gonna say, hey, I have it over here. And then these 2 people come together, they do the key exchange, or they get the key from each other. There's more movement around. Yes, movement in a classroom is good because it gets the blood flowing. It's quiet as long as it's not too disruptive. So quiet movement, they get up, do the key exchange, and then this guy's got the key for his group to use. And what the other thing is, these people also have a chance to break the ice and get to know each other more. And that matters because suddenly it builds their team. When this person came into the class, they're isolated. They don't know anybody. But now that they're talking, moving keys around to each other, there's a chance for interaction, and that helps break the ice and helps build relationships. So this key strategy is actually about building relationships so students can feel safer to ask questions and ask for help with other students and the teacher in the classroom. And it makes for a much more relaxed classroom, and a classroom which students feel safe and they can flourish in. And boy, do they ever when they get on this wagon. They really do. So again, you can try that out. Throw your answer keys down, have them come and get it one at a time as they need, and then if they can keep it at their desk till someone else finds it. If someone asks me, the teacher, hey, do you have number 5? I say, I don't know where it is. You better ask the students in the class and see who's got it. And then we have a much more self-directed learning program with the students. And still, of course, I'm floating around. I'm not sitting here behind my castle wall. I'm floating around helping students as they need, of course, but now they're a lot more in charge of their journey because they know that they can get those guidance keys anytime they want from anybody in the classroom, and that causes a great group experience of learning.